Bionic Kangaroo. If it's not already apparent by their robotics company, they've developed some insane robot creatures and they're showing no signs of slowing down. That much is evident in the kangaroo they created called Bionic Kangaroo. This incredible robot is gesture controlled and stores its own kinetic energy. The Bionic Kangaroo is about 1 meter tall and weighs 7 kilograms. While it's not the same size as its natural counterpart, nor does it move as smoothly, it's still capable of some amazing things. It has elastic tendons, pneumatics, and servos, allowing the robot to perform energy-efficient leaping movements. Both of the rear legs have pneumatic cylinders with elastic tendons. The tendons are pre-tensed, which allows for plenty of height when it shifts forward, and the cylinders release those tendons when the robot lands. The tendons become pre-tensed once more, which converts the kinetic energy it used for the jump and stores it again for its next leap. This is pretty much the same as a real Roo. Festo also went one step further by making sure Bionic Kangaroo could be controlled with gestures. They fitted it with Bluetooth and could communicate with it through gesture control bracelets. Sadly, you won't be able to buy this robot Roo, as Festo built it just to demonstrate electric drive and pneumatic technology. Arracuda, artificial fish. Festo, an international developer of automation technology, has designed and created Arracuda, a remote-controlled, pneumatically driven fish. Following its biological model in shape, movement, and in design, the Arracuda is propelled by a mechanical fin drive. 2 fluidic muscles control its tail fin movements, while steering is achieved by 2 additional muscles. In order to sink, the Arracuda's balance tank is filled with water. When the tank is emptied of water and filled with air, the Arracuda rises to the water's surface, much like a submarine. This mechanical fish is currently on show in the Design and the Elastic Mind exhibition at the Museum of Modern Art, MoMA, in New York. Festo states that nature can be a great inspiration and a provider of solutions, as demonstrated by Arracuda. Arracuda's waterproof head houses all the electronic and pneumatic components. The hull has an internal balance tank that can be flooded with either water or air, depending on whether there is a need to sink or rise towards the water's surface. This is determined by a pressure sensor, which evaluated the depth in which the fish is swimming. An air bladder allows the Arracuda to remain balanced. The Arracuda is capable of maneuvering by using 4 actuators. 2 fluidic muscles are used to steer the fish, while 2 other muscles actuate the tail fin in an S-shaped pattern. Festo's fluidic muscles feature qualities similar to those of real muscles. The artificial muscles are constructed out of a flexible hose made from rubber and embedded aramid fibers. The muscles expand and contract when inflated with pressurized air, releasing a powerful force. Air is distributed to the fluidic muscles via electronically steered valves that make them contract, setting off the structural motion. Pressurized air is stored in a bottle at 300 bar. Another great feature of the Arracuda is called the fin ray effect, and was developed by Leaf Knees. The fin ray effect is a fin consisting of an alternating traction and pressure edge, which are connected via frames. When one flank is put under pressure, the structure automatically bends in the opposite direction, allowing Arracuda to display the full swinging power of its fins when swimming. In Arracuda, this concept is used once within a passive structural element in the tail fin, and again in an active structural component inside the fish's hull. Bionic, as we define it, is about translating biological operating modes into technical applications as closely as possible. Nature serves as a source of inspiration. It strikes us with an unlimited number of solutions showing uncompromisingly optimized features developed over the course of the evolutionary process. Various innovations can be derived from nature, and visions come true. Titanoboa Robot. Every now and again we learn about mass of animals that used to roam the earth and are now extinct, like the Titanoboa. For example, they were giant snakes that lived in northeastern Colombia and were thought to grow up to 47 feet long and weigh 500 pounds. Titanoboa lived and went extinct about 60 million years ago. After the dinosaurs died off, most people are saying thank goodness for that, but Eat Art Foundation from Vancouver, British Columbia decided to bring it back. Eat Art stands for energy awareness through art, and they built and showcased a 50-foot-long battery-powered Titanoboa. That's a pretty accurate representation of their size, power, and movement. Why on earth they trigger us like that is beyond me, but according to the project leader founder of the Titanoboa project Charlie Brinson. There's a reason they went with an extinct snake as a robot. They wanted to create something impressive that inspired conversations about climate change, and the Titanoboa was believed to have gone extinct due to climate change. Once finished, the Robo would be 50 feet long, up to 3 feet wide, and powered by a scalable lithium-ion battery system. It also has 18 horsepower, which means it would be more than capable of dragging you away. SpotMini has a 55-pound dog-like body with a long dinosaur-like neck and head. Mini's interesting design allows it to keep its head stationary while moving its body below. Its mouth is so sensitively calibrated that it can lift a glass from the sink and put it in the dishwasher without breaking it. Distance calculating cameras and a gyroscope let SpotMini run with the big dogs, including its predecessor Spot. Can go where larger robots can't. Its optional snake-like arm, which attaches where a real dog's head would be, lets SpotMini do things like open doors. The robot's main frame has a quick disconnect battery, stereo cameras in the front, side cameras and a rear cam, but it can also be upgraded with a series of attachments on the top, including an articulated arm. SpotMini's development is motivated by thinking about something that could go in an office or accessible place for business's purposes, or a home eventually. Scorpion Hexapod Robot. Ghent University students from Belgium were tasked with the job of redesigning a robot ant that had been created as the Industrial Design Center's mascot. The group of students Rob Terran Stefan Flamen and Pietro John Jaconic ended up identifying several problems with the ant-like batteries that didn't last long, motors that burned out too quickly, and minimal autonomy. So instead of redesigning the ant, they created a sting producing Scorpion. They used many parts from the original ant but added some upgrades like a more powerful battery pack and an Arduino Nano to replace the Mega board. They also 3D printed modules to form the legs and tail and laser cut the abs body. All Legends claws, the shell and the tail stinger were made with thermoformed polyestering. But what about the stinger? Well, it's not an actual stinger. They just used a marker pen that would leave a red mark on victims. The students then got to work creating something magical. They programmed their Scorpion to make several different movements and even managed to develop automatic responses to interactions. You can also control the Scorpion in real time through a computer. Robotics T8X looks like a spider, moves like a spider. Aesthetically and behaviorally realistic, the T8X is the only robot in the market that combines so much resemblance to a real spider with fine movements, programmability, and customizability. With 26 servo motors packed inside the robot and powered by the proprietary Bigfoot trademark robotics engine, which contains advanced robotics algorithms for controlling multi-legged walking robots. There are endless possibilities for the types of bio-inspired, realistic movements that the robot can make. Robot from the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology has a salamander's articulated vertebrae, which lets it easily traverse tough terrain. Thanks to a waterproof exterior and body parts, Plurobot is equally at home underwater, just like the real-life lizards the Spot was based on. All this, combined with a sophisticated neural network and the individually controllable joints, means the slithering amphibian is a prime candidate for supporting search and rescue missions. Nero Robot Fish. An acronym for Marine Intelligence Robot is a biomimetic fish produced by the South Korean company AIRO Incorporated. Equipped with 2 motors and 4 distance measurement sensors, this little fish can swim in all directions, avoid obstacles and dive to depths of up to 50 meters. Pretty Nero is becoming something of a tourist attraction because of her colorful scales and occasional publicity stunts like swimming with sharks. The robot's head contains a central processing unit and sensors to give it movement, and its interactions are based on infrared light. It is powered by 84 kilowatt lithium battery that can last around 22 hours underwater, and it comes with a hefty price tag, 4 to 10 million won, $3,570 to $8,930. Jellyfish Robot. We're always learning new things about the ocean, but it's hard work and expensive. We need to study the oceans, map the sea floors and lug around expensive underwater machines, but a jelly robot might be a game changer in this respect. The 170-pound 5-foot-long robotic jellyfish called Nero was developed at a research team in Virginia Tech, and the hope is that it'd be used to discover new things about marine life while mapping sea floors. The $5 million robot is modeled off the lion's mane jellyfish, which is the largest jellyfish in the world. It has 8 robotic arms, and the entire structure is encased in silicone to look and feel a bit like jellyfish skin. As of 2013, the robot was years away from actually going into the water, but it was a good indicator of what researchers were capable of creating. According to experts, the jellyfish behaves very much like an actual jellyfish would, and it was all thanks to a grant from the U.S. Naval Undersea Warfare Center and Office of Naval Research that this unique robot was able to exist. Flying robot butterfly. Flying is a recurring theme in the Bionic Learning Network. Our insights from the Bionicopter and Emotion Spheres projects were incorporated into the development of bionic butterflies. They combine the ultralight design of artificial insects with coordinated, collective flight behavior. Coordinated flying thanks to indoor GPS with infrared cameras. 10 cameras installed in the room record the butterflies via 2 infrared markers on their wings. The cameras transmit the position data to a central master computer, which coordinates the butterflies from the outside. Intelligent networking creates a control and monitoring system that could be used in the networked factory of the future. To get as close as possible to the flight of their natural role model, the emotion butterflies are equipped with highly integrated onboard electronics. It can control the wings precisely and individually and thus implement the fast movements. Since the wings overlap slightly, an air gap is created between them during flapping, which gives the artificial butterflies their special aerodynamics. Highly integrated research test beds with minimal material usage. With the emotion butterflies, we are taking another step in the Bionic Learning Network in the areas of miniaturization, lightweight construction, and functional integration. The butterflies impress with intelligently used mechanics and the smallest possible aggregates in the smallest installation space. The reduced use of materials enables lifelike flight behavior. Eloom Underwater Robot. It was a couple of years ago that we first heard about the Eloom, an eel-like robot designed to perform underwater maintenance and inspections. Well, the latest version of the device, known as the ELY500, is about to begin sea trials in Norway. First created by Norway's Sintef Research Group and the Norwegian University of Science and Technology, NTNU, the robot is now being developed by the Eloom spin-off company. Like earlier versions, this one has a flexible segmented body that is propelled through the water by thrusters, and that's equipped with lights, a camera and interchangeable manipulator tools or sensors. It can be remotely operated when tethered to a surface-located user via a control cable, or it can run autonomously when untethered. Building on those capabilities, the ELY500 reportedly features improved maneuverability, a better camera and lights, a more powerful battery, and higher data capacity. When traveling through the water, it straightens its body out like a torpedo for maximum streamlining. It can subsequently bend to squirm through tight spaces, though, plus it can form itself into a U-shaped robotic arm. The latter configuration allows it to brace itself by grasping an immovable object with one end of its body, then performing a leverage-requiring task, such as turning a valve, etc., with a manipulator attached to the other end. According to the designers, fleets of the robots will be permanently housed in undersea docking stations at locations such as offshore drilling rigs. That way, instead of having to be repeatedly lowered into the water and then retrieved, they can simply be driven in and out of the structures as needed. Inclement weather and lack of available surface vessels will be no object. The robots will also be able to charge their batteries inside the stations and swap between different manipulator tools depending on the task at hand. Plans ultimately call for the ELY500 to be used in the Asgard oil and gas field, located at a depth of 240 to 310 meters, 787 to 1,017 feet, off the coast of Norway. Before that can happen, however, the robots will soon be tested for several weeks under more controlled conditions, at a depth of 360 meters, 1,181 feet in the Trondheim Fjord. Bionicopter. German technology company Festo has unveiled the Bionicopter, a fully functional robotic dragonfly. It can fly forwards, backwards, hover and even fly sideways, just like a real dragonfly. Its introduction marks another step forward in robotics engineering, is more maneuverable than previous iterations of flying robots, with a wingspan of 27 inches and a body 19 inches long. This dragonfly robot is a great deal larger than the insects which inspired it, but in slow motion, its wings look just like the real thing. Bionicopter can fly forward, backward, and stop abruptly in the air. A carbon fiber body covered in blue polyester performance material make Bionicopter a beautiful bug to behold.